welcome back. This is Casey Pacheco, and I am the Executive Director of Nurses in Charge. And I am on a mission to introduce to our new members and our nursing community some of your leaders. So today we are heading over to Europe. We are going to be in the UK and we will be introducing and interviewing our European ambassador. And her name is Dina Pallone, and she is from Italy. So I am going to invite her in and we're going to have a juicy conversation. So hold on tight. Welcome in, Dina. Hi.
Hi Casey. Hi everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Thank you very much for inviting me. Hello.
Yes, welcome. We are so excited to have you as our community grow. We're almost at 1,000 people in all of our combined followers and registered people. So I just don't want us to keep repeating who we are. I want people to come in and feel as though they know who you are. So I'm just going to ask you a couple questions.
hmm
Can you hear me? Are we coming through?
Yes, little bit slow. I think there is some rebound, but it's fine. Yes, go.
Okay. Okay. So my first question for you, Dina Paoloni, am I saying it correctly?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So my first question for you is tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What inspired you to be a nurse and to join this profession of nursing?
Hey Casey, this is a hard question because I was able to embrace my story just a little bit ago. And I started to be an international career coach for nursing. I'll tell you later, but I started in 2020 with my YouTube channel to interview aspiring nurses from all over the world. And I always ask this question. And people ask me about me, but never answer back until I decided to do an interview with my colleague and friends, Lorenzo, that I just released a few months ago.
Okay, we should be clear. Sorry for interrupting you. Yes, tell us your story.
So I tried to say I was not very confident in sharing my story until just a few months ago when I released my interview. Because I didn't want to be a nurse when I was young. I became a nurse for a series of consequences and situations. But because I love study, I've been very inspired by Florence Nightingale and the other inspiring theoretical of nursing. So I decided to go ahead and fell in love with nursing. So I just continued. I'm a nurse by 21 years now, so I really love my profession. So when I got study nursing because my grandmother asked me to do it. I initially planned with my mom to do medicine because I wanted to do something completely different. I used to play piccolo, which is little flute, and I was very good. So my maestro always pushed me to do study music and go ahead and play in an orchestra. But for my parents, this was not really a profession, so they helped me in understanding what was good profession for me. And because I always wanted to help people, I always been caring for disabled people. I still have enough friends with had disabilities, still very close. So my mom thought that a good profession for me was medicine, to be a physician. But my mother died, and my father spent all his money for trying to cure my mother. So he actually told me, I cannot pay the university for you, so you have to go and find a job. And this has happened just on my last years of secondary school. So when the time came for choosing what to do, my grandmother said, I cannot pay for your medical school, but I can pay for your nursing. So maybe once you graduate, become a nurse, and you won't continue to become a doctor, you can work and pay by yourself. So basically, I became a nurse. I really fell in love with nursing. I decided to stay to be a nurse for the rest of my life, and yes, so I did my experience in emergency, critical care. I come from Italy, so I worked in Italy for 12 years before moving to UK. In Italy, we have a nurse on an ambulance, so I work in an ambulance, in emergency on the territory. I've been mentoring for young nurses, so new qualified nurses, and I was a manager. I've been nurse in charge, so I cover different role until life forced me to move abroad, and
Mhm.
my husband and my two kids, we moved to UK in 2015. And then I start again. I start over like I was newly graduated because
Yes.
unfortunately, yeah, we still have this problem with international nurses in UK.
Yes.
So I started like a band five. At the beginning, I worked as in a nursing home because I was scared about my English. I didn't want to lose my PIN number, so my registration. So I thought, let me play safe. It was
Yes.
a calm environment, considering I came from emergency. So, and they wanted to make me a deputy manager just like a few months,
Okay.
but I wanted to come back to emergency. So basically, I left and I first worked in A&E, and then I joined again the ICU in San
Mhm.
Bartolomeo's Hospital. I have been a cardiothoracic nurse for nearly 6 years. In the meantime, COVID happened, so I've been a COVID ICU nurse, and
Mhm.
that's it. This is my journey as a nurse. Also, I start once COVID passed. I have my daughter too, so waiting she's grow up a little bit, and I start again my profession. And I've done my postgraduate degree in critical care. I've done leadership program. Have done career coaching program, and so now I'm a clinical trial nurse. Band 6, a Royal London Hospital, and a career coach for international nurses.
Yes, yes, and that's amazing because you have so much experience at the bedside. You have so much experience being in different forms of nursing, and now you're in leadership, but then you're also entrepreneur because you branded yourself, Nurses Move. So I wanted to hear a little bit more about how Nurses Move began, what this is all about. How did you get started with Nurses Move?
Well, I think, and this is happened for a serious circumstance again. I think I follow the whisper, if someone will say that. I think more, what I like to say, I think I follow Jesus' call. Actually, I just follow what was put in front of me, what was needed, and I volunteered for the Red Cross in Italy for about 11 years when I was young before moving abroad. So basically, I dedicate my time to international nurses who wanted to move abroad. I just share my knowledge, my expertise. And I started because I create a Facebook group for Italian nurses who want to move abroad that basically I create for myself because I wanted information for myself about abroad, nursing abroad.
Mhm.
And I started this Facebook group before I moved because I wanted information. But the thing is, what happened was that there were no many nurses abroad at that time. Talking about November, December 2014. At that time, there were not many Italian nurses abroad.
Okay.
So what happened was that people joined my Facebook group because there was this massive number of Italian nurses who want to move abroad, but there were no information around. So a lot of people joined my group and started asking questions. And so I already have my LinkedIn profile. So I used my LinkedIn profile to find answer to them. I did my research. I implemented my research, not just for find information for myself, but for other people too. And
Mhm.
then I put this information I have in this group. In the meantime, my LinkedIn profile grew too because people saw my activity in sharing information and finding information about international nursing.
Mhm.
And so, time by time, one little step by time. Both my Facebook group and my LinkedIn profile grow. I have my follow grows, and some people start to ask me why you don't want to coach me how to do it. And the question was a little bit scared at first. I say, I'm not a coach, I'm not a professional, I'm just sharing information. And the reply was, yes, but you know so much about it. So why you don't want to share? Are you scared to share? No, I'm not scared to share. I just want to be professional.
Mhm.
And so people wanted to pay me to be guided by me. And so I thought, let me be professional. Let me study about career coaching. Let me study about transformational coaching. And so I have opportunity to speak with so many people from all over the world. And doing this, I helping them enrich their goal, but I also enrich my knowledge about international nursing. And so I decided to make these certified. So I also have a certification in career coaching now. But there is not just certification for international career coaching, because this is very new profile and very new role. So
Mhm.
what I've done is basically I find all the information about career coaching, and then I mixed it with all my knowledge that I have about international nursing. And there it is. At some point, people ask me to share information with it through video.
Yes.
And so in 2020, I create Nurses Move, which is a YouTube channel. I'm not a YouTuber, at least not yet. I don't see myself like a YouTuber, but I use YouTube, to collect information that I'm able to share with people that have, also because they have always the same questions. So I'm able
Mhm.
to answer
Yes.
very quickly. Yeah. I'm a mom of three kids. I'm still working, so I'm not
Yes.
able all the time to reply, straight away. And
Absolutely. You can't reach out to everyone.
yeah, and
You
video is a very good tool to share information quickly. That's it.
It is. You know, Dina, I want to jump in there because you really exemplify the type of leadership. I can see why our board really loves you and really appreciates you and really bestowed this title as European ambassador because usually when we go to school, leadership is more like climbing the ladder. So you go, you get the education, and then you grow into a leadership position. Whereas nurses in charge, the way we're starting everything, um, the way we are growing as nurses in charge is that we are taking the lead out of necessity. We're taking the lead because what needs to be done, we're just doing it. We're not doing it for a title, but we're doing it because this is the work that needs to be done. So you're a leadership type where you're like, I'm doing this for myself, and then I will share with others. It's actually the leadership of nurses in charge.
Yes, exactly. And of course, theory is so, so much important.
Mhm.
But theory itself is not enough. And also, we need experience. But theory and experience, at this point of my understanding now, I can say they're not enough too by themselves. We really need communication, and we really need a dialogue between among nurses,
Mhm.
sharing problematics and sharing idea. And of course, we need someone able to lead the
Yeah.
ideas and make what we call in the word itself, in the nursing word, quality improvement. But if
Mhm.
we watch the quality improvement from a broader perspective of nursing, as a itself as a situation, quality improvement can actually make the nursing evolve and go to a next level. So is theory is very important. Um, Practice, so
Mhm.
experience is very important. What is
Mhm.
important is, I would say, community. So not just dialogue itself, but community and so networking. And I believe the nurse in charge really embrace all these three aspects of leadership.
Absolutely. And you know, you talk about community, but sometimes there's communities where we can come, we can discuss, but nothing happens. So we need
Exactly.
community in action. We need community that you can get over. I had an instructor say, get over yourself. You can get over yourself, and you can get over feeling I'm not qualified, or I'm just a bedside nurse, or who am I? I'm just a CNA, or I'm just an LPN. You can get over that and say what needs to be done. What do I have access, experience, expertise, and knowledge to do, and launch into action. Imperfectly take action, because that's what we need right now. No one's coming to save us, right? So we have to do it ourselves. We have to, I like how you say, you just follow the little whispers, right? So sometimes the little whispers are saying, you can do it. You should do it. Go ahead and you do it. And that's how we will actually get things moving in our organization. But my question for you, Dina, is as the regional director for Europe, Europe is many countries. What are some of the plans that you were thinking? I know you have a really good network, but what are some of the plans or ideas you have of stimulating the grassroots level of nurses to really be empowered and celebrated and collaborated with our organization?
Before I go there, I really would like to say, oh my God, you really touch a very good point. Say that there are nurses that think, oh my God, who am I to go ahead? You touch a very good point because I am really an advocate of this. And maybe I'll tell you in a second. But I heard so many times nurses say, I'm just a nurse. You are a nurse, you're such an important professional. You are capable to do so many things. So, yes, get inspired, and a lot of doors will be open for you. If you are a nurse, you can do massive, incredible things. So, don't put yourself down, but actually be proud and praise with your knowledge and your capability. So, European countries facing a lot of challenges because I'm European and because I'm also an international, I'm a career coach for international nurses, I can see all the different challenges. There are few people talking about because they don't know, because they don't see things from the perspective I can see. So first of all, uh, European community is not like United States or the Australia. They have all the state, a region, or Canada, all together in a big state. European community is a community of states. We have different languages. We have different scope of practice. We got different certification model in nursing. When I talk about nursing shock, which is a cultural shock in nurses, which I refer to cultural shock in nurses, I start to talk about this. Consider European countries first. So we are a community of country. We sharing a similar legislation, okay? Because the European Parliament manage all the country, okay? But we still have each country have a proper history and culture, proper language, and considering nursing, they have different kind of certification. We have country where we have bachelor degrees and master degrees and PhD already set up and running. We have country where nursing is not even a diploma, but it's a consecution as a secondary school. And in this country, like I can say the name is Germany, for example, that pay nurses so much. Unfortunately, there's not yet even diploma. Yeah, we can call diploma, but it's not really. It's a prosecution the secondary school, and they don't even have regulatory body for nursing in Germany. So as you can see, there is a disparity in certification, in scope of practice, in salary too. And language is a very big barrier. So there are so many disparity between country for nursing, certain nurses. So What I would like to do, first of all, I think I brainstorming a little bit about this challenging. And first of all, I think what we have to do is really enlarge the nursing charge community in the European countries. I don't know the number yet, Casey. Maybe you can help, or we can maybe put in the comment or in the description. I don't know the number yet, but I don't think that in the nursing charge community we have a big number of European nurses yet. So, what I think we have to do, the first step is enlarge the community, the European nurses community in nursing charge. Um, we have to diversify and really work on inclusion, because we need to make sure that all nurses are involved, or a minority with disability. So a lot of people are involved. So open up to people without discrimination, which as a nurses we do already. But yes, I want to be clear. We really need to do this. Um, we need to network as much as we can and collaborate. Um, pol- policy Policymaker, what I feel they working, but it look like they are very far away from the people and from the real problem. Sometimes I follow them, and sometimes it seems that they have a concept, an idea what is going on, but like is detached from what is really happening on the soil.
Mhm.
So we really need to collaborate and communicate better with this policymaker. Sorry. Um, we must. What is important that I want to pick up what you say at the beginning and just early on. We really need to educate and train nurses, okay, but not just the technical skill or competency skill, professional skill that we used to do, like for example big pharma does, hospital organization they do, because they need the nurses are competent in their work. We don't really need that, because there are a lot of people that really do that. What we need, what I think we need to do as a training education is more about identity, self-awareness as a nurse, because as you said, there are a lot of nurses that think I'm just a nurse. So what I think we need to focus in training and education now is really much about self-awareness as a nurse, what we can contribute, how can we contribute in the healthcare system as a nurse, what is our really our role as a nurse, and also train nurses in overcome mental health issue, not for themselves, but also for their colleagues, how to overcome mental crises and how to recognize them first, really how to overcome mental crisis at work, because the number is rising. Burnout is so devastating the nursing profession. So I think we need to give the support. And yeah, please.
Oh, I was saying that's excellent. Go ahead. I don't want to cut you short. There's a little relay.
I think the first step is really enlarge our community, because if we are not big enough, we cannot really then um, establish an exchange of program with maybe um, the policy maker, or between countries. So we need to increase our power, and to increase our power, we should enlarge our community.
Absolutely. And I agree.
Um, we'll be,
I agree with you, Dina. I think for Nurses in Charge, as a baby organization just getting started, we also, something you said about nurses and the identity of a nurse. So, as before, you can do a membership drive, you could get people worked up over any disgruntled things that are not working, and they will join on. But what we're looking to do is create a community where we have leaders like you who are really fighting in behalf of nurses so that they know I'm not just joining on to something, but I'm coming into a community that will actually care and cater to me, a community that will listen to me, that understand what it's like to live in a different country, that understand what it's like to be discriminated against. They're coming into a community where they can come in and they see, oh, this is a leader and she understands what I've been through. She understands the discrepancies between countries and what it's like speaking a different language and sometimes not even being recognized as a profession, or being in a country where, because I don't have the same level of education, they may be looking down on me as a nurse. And here I have a leader who's ready to empower me and say, I want you to rise. I have organized these professional development to help you with your identity and esteem. So it's not just come and join us or come pay fees, but you actually
Yeah,
become a better nurse being part of this community.
exactly. And exactly, and this is so important because well, I think the only way we have to also to raise awareness on society is actually first of all raise awareness on herself. So the empowering of nursing starts within ourselves as a nurses. Only at that point we can see enable a marketing campaign to make society recognize our value, our contribution, because until now they just done a COVID clap
Yes.
for us. Nurses are nurses are striking all over the world, and all of them they are doing it for the same reason because we are exhausted. We
Mhm.
need more staff. We need a raise in the salary. I mean,
Mhm.
there are a really discrepancy between country in regarding the salary. But even rich country like USA, they have one of the highest salary for nurses. They are striking because they are exhausted. I mean, what they do is not pay enough because there are so understaffed. One nurse have to do the job of eight nurses. It's not possible. So but there are so many problems. But to be able to, we really need to do a step back. This is my point of view. So to be able to raise awareness in this society, okay, on how we are important as a professional and how we can continue contribute, we really need to raise awareness ourselves. So stop saying I'm just a nurse
Mhm.
because you
Mhm.
are a nurse. You are a powerful profession, so stop saying I'm just a nurse. And as a nurse in charge community, I think we need to start a series of mentoring and training that enable people to understand their value and
Mhm.
start with this, I can say, marketing campaign
Mhm.
from within. So from nurses, from within the nurses. So make the nurses recognize their value because only recognizing our value, we are able to share our value and make people recognize our value. Tell me if I'm wrong or tell me if you understand what I'm trying to say.
I 100% agree with you, Dina. I am right there because think so much. There's so many nurses around the world and they are dissatisfied with the conditions. And since the days of Florence Nightingale, nurses have been dissatisfied. And I think that was what she was trying to do. She said, listen, we are a profession. We need to respect ourselves. I think there were nurses who would come drunk to the shifts and she send them packing, right? So this is the time we need to respect ourselves, our profession, and I would say, even a step further, some of the things that I am organizing for Nurses in Charge is where we stop asking people. Stop. Why do we have to ask people to get paid more, to
Exactly.
regulate? We shouldn't. We should be the ones being able to give grants. We should be the ones being able to start professional development programs. We should be the ones who can have certifying bodies, because if you're waiting, we're going to be waiting forever for people who are not
Absolutely.
interested in the profession to be making these decisions, and then it's poor decisions. So I am empowering, and I'm really excited to have you on board, Dina, because a few good people could do amazing things, and you are amazing. You are an amazing nurse, phenomenal.
Thank you. Okay, well, you impress me. But now I become very red. No, I just because I came from a place where I become a nurse. I have to be. Sorry, let me rectify. I have to become a nurse because I was a poor girl without a mom that who didn't have any other option. So people from my family itself and from this, it's just because I was happy to help people. So they just how can I say, they didn't recognize my value, so they just throw me on a profession that just could give me a salary, and they didn't value that much. So even for the society, I was a little girl, poor little girl without a mom, that's who just was a nurse. So I come from that place, and then I studied in myself. I didn't recognize myself or value it anymore because I've been through in this devaluated profession. And
Mhm.
but when I meet for Nightingale, if I can say that, when I meet all those theoretical of nursing, I understood them. I read what they said, the power that they wanted to demonstrate, and I really fell in love with nursing, and I recognized the power of nursing. So when I say, you said that I'm not value, and you said that I deserve a no valuable profession, so I will make my profession so value that you have to recognize myself as a value person, as a value professional.
Ooh,
And maybe these are two things to say from a little woman from a little village near Rome. And my ambition is bigger than me, but I don't know. I keep going. Let's see what's up.
Dina, you just blew me away saying that, because I propose throughout the world that there are nurses all around the world who actually hold communities together. I believe that nurses are leaders in their family, in their community. A lot of them, they're doing it and they're supporting for many years, many people, not just nurses, but nursing assistants, right? They're supporting people, a lot of people who hold high places. If they look back in their family, they will see someone was a nurse, someone got them through college, right? So this is time where we're saying, no, you're not going to undervalue our profession. We're going to rise
Exactly.
globally.
Yeah. And again, I think talking about European nurses, we at some point need to collaborate with the European Communion. But if we don't raise our profile in a way that they recognize how value, our importance, our leadership, they won't
Mhm.
listen to us. And this is not just for European nurses, of course. This should be done at international level. We need to rise our profile. We need to let people understand that we are leaders, because we
Yeah.
are leaders as a nurse. Nurses is a leader in their job because they teach. Nurses know what to do. They're highly training. They talk with patient, understand problem. They give direction to patient. They educate patient. They educate other professional. They lead our profession. So we are leaders as our profession itself. So
Yeah.
we need to demonstrate to the policymaker that we are able to lead. And so
Yes.
at that point we can raise our voice and collaborate with organization, with government. But if we don't understand ourselves first, we cannot make other people understand this important thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think one really good way of really helping nurses and bringing yourself as a leader is what you have done. You've become an author. You have a book, actually. So, how will that help the nurses? How would your book help nurses when they read your book? How will it influence and impact their lives?
Look, I'm not finished. I mean, it's written, but still finished to make correction, and so it's not released yet. Is is a non-fiction. Is career coaching book for international nurses, but I think all nurses can find benefit and from it.
Mhm.
So again, it comes from a self-awareness perspective. Okay, so yes, there are career coaching tips in there, but I put some biography in there to let people understand that I've been there before, so I know what we are talking about because I live for first instance. And then I also educate myself to improve myself, so I know what I'm talking about. And also, I'm a person who had a lot of self doubt because of what happened to my life when I was young. So I have a lot of self doubt, self limiting belief, and to overcome these and then be able to stand up and raise my voice, I really have to work on myself.
Mm.
So this book is the representation of my online program that I have, which is Successful Expert Nurse Accelerator, which is a program that I use to help my client to move abroad and succeed in their career without losing time, without losing money. Okay, so there is all these information, career coaching tips that come from this program. Plus, I had my personal experience, so there are biography on myself, and also
Mhm.
there are tactics to improve self-awareness, to rise the personal profile, and help really to understand that it's important to stand up. So uh, nurses, the values that nurses can take from my book is that they finally recognize their value as a nurse. They're going to raise their self-awareness, and they will be able to speak up as a nurse, be able not just to help themselves, but be able to help other nurses too in an international nurses perspective, but this is really applicable to day by day life and work in any country, really. And I
Yes.
hope this has helped them to, make them feel more confident. And and yes, it's come from a perspective of a person that at some point lose their own confidence,
Mm.
have tons of self-limiting belief, and then learn to stand up again. Probably, I think.
That's excellent, and I cannot wait till it comes out. I really want a copy. I can't wait. I'm so proud of you, and I think you were going to inspire so many nurses. I think coming from a place where you're just so real and authentic, you're a person, you have educated yourself, you have put yourself out there to help other people, and I'm just so grateful to be working with you so closely on an international level to change the face of nursing, our profession.
Oh, Casey, thank you. I'm so glad that I discovered you, find you, because I think the world really needed an organization like Nursing in Charge. And also the name itself, because I heard so many times people say we need someone to save our nurses, to take care of nurses because nurses take care of to us. So we need to find someone to take care of nurses. No, we need the nurses take care of themselves. And the name
Yes.
itself of the community, Nurse in Charge, yes. We need to be in charge. Otherwise, we won't gonna change anything. And the vibes we have each other, the vibes, each meeting, our WhatsApp group, everything. I'm so glad. I'm so excited. So
Yeah.
yeah. I'm so
With
glad
this,
to be here.
this is the beginning of something amazing and wonderful, and we are so privileged to have you with us. I thank you so much for reaching out to us. If you are a nurse and you are part of Nurses in Charge and you're part of the European chapter and you want to connect with Dina, we hope that you have your LinkedIn profile up and ready to go. On your LinkedIn profile, you should have Nurses in Charge as being a member of Nurses in Charge, and you will be easily able to connect with Dina. And then we will have her soon on as a speaker, and I'm sure she's going to be hosting many meetings to come. So if you want to collaborate with her, LinkedIn is great to meet her. You could subscribe to her YouTube channel, Nurses Move, and you can always, put your comments in the description, and we'll be sure to contact you and connect you. Thank you, Dina, so much for being with us here today. We thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me. I feel it's a privilege to work and stay in the nursing in charge community. Can I just add very quick things, but for me important?
Absolutely. I'm going to give you the screen now. Go ahead.
Oh my God, thank you. Okay. What I really think is we really need to put our ego aside because the only way to raise our profile as a nurses, as a nurse profession, is to collaborate, networking and collaborate in initiative and put your ego aside because there's no better nurse or worse nurse. We are all in the same boat. We need to collaborate. So I suggest you to network as much as you can and don't be afraid to ask. Just ask because if you ask, you will have. So ask even to people that maybe you see big followers, etc., etc. And ask without limitation. If they don't want to collaborate, I think that this is their problem, you're not yours, because it's through collaboration that we can improve nursing, and we can raise nurses. Thank you very much, Casey, for giving me this
Excellent.
space. I'm so
That was
happy to be here.
excellent. That was beautiful, and I think I'm going to pull it out, and that is just beautiful. You are a leader. We are so grateful for your leadership. We can't wait to really see how you're going to pull up some of our nurses and really give them a helping hand to be the best self that they could be. That is what Nurses in Charge is all about, and we're grateful to have you in this community. Thank you so much for everything you have done and are about to do.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being with us.
Okay, we'll see you later.